Hello everyone, Alu here from Stubborn Stutter, and I'm here to introduce to you guys the new 2.0 version of the Wildfire build. This version is better in every single way. It has more DPS, more toughness, and it's now viable for T6 solo farming and also T6 group farming. As far as greater rifts are concerned, I've done a 41, so I would say it's also viable for greater rifts. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let's start with the skills. First off, Exploding Palm with Essence Burn as our only DPS skill. Next, Epiphany with Desert Shroud for the 50% damage reduction. Well, keeping in mind this is hardcore. Next, Mantra of Conviction with Annihilation. Sweeping Wind with Inner Storm. In here we traded the Lashing Tail Kick with the Sweeping Wind ability. Next, Dashing Strike with Blinding Speed. And Mystic Ally with Fair Ally for both the DPS increase and the activation. Next off, the passives. Determination for the sheer DPS increase. We could use other runes, other passives, namely Unity if we change the mantra. We could also use Sixth Sense or even Harmony if we needed more protection. Next, Momentum for DPS increase, NDE because this is hardcore, and Beacon of Itar for the CDR. Now the gear. The two-hander, we are using the Furnace for the DPS and also the damage against elites. Stone of Jordan for the same reason, the damage against elites, and in here I traded with the Ring of Rail Granger, because this one does a lot more damage, and my Stone of Jordan is bad because it needs fire damage. Sun Wukong's for Peace, Pause, Balance, Crown and Shine for the Sun Wukong for Peace bonus, Cinder Coat and Witching Hour. In here you can choose a lot of different belts. You can use, for example, the String of Ears, you can use the Harrington's Waist Guard, take your pick. Next off, we are using the Hexing Pants of Mr. Yan for the sheer DPS increase, because when you are moving, you are doing 25% more damage. The crudest boots, obviously, and the all necessary Gun-Go gear. And the last piece is the Unity. As for the gems, the first one, Gem of Efficacious Toxin, for the pure dot damage and 10% damage increase. The Pain Enhancer for the same reason, and also Bane of the Powerful for the DPS boost too. You could change these are not mandatory by all means. You can use, for example, Esoteric Alteration Gem for the protection increase. As you can see, for example, now I have 13 million toughness, but when I was doing the Greater Rifts, changing passives and gems, I was able to maintain a 53 million toughness. You could also use other gems if you want. You can use Bane of the Trapped, you can use Zwei's Stone of Vengeance. It's not mandatory. These are only the ones I chose. So let's do one or two rifts just to show you how effective this build really is. The main objective of the build is still the same. At first you want to activate the Sweeping Wind and then just tag the enemies. Once they are tagged, they will burn to death. There is no use for Lashing Tail Kick because it's overkill. You just need to tag them and move forward. That's why, if you can see, the times that I do more progression are the times that I have the Epiphany on. Why is that? Because it allows you to teleport to enemies, so you can teleport from one group to the other, and thus you clear the rift way faster. As you can see, it's basically the same. Dot and everything will die, but this time way more effectively. As you can see, elites are no problem. You don't even have to use other techniques, just Exploding Palm and they will burn. Sometimes the rifts are not so good in terms of layout and you spend the most time in the rift trying to find the actual enemies. But in this case, it's an okay rift, I would say. And as you can see, the Unburieds are one of the mobs that have the most HP and are still no problem. You just dot them and they will die. I think I had more trouble finding that, picking up that axe than actually killing the enemies. These runs are taking about 3 to 4 minutes, maybe even less. I'm not picking the shrines for demonstration purposes, but they would allow me to clear the rifts faster. So I'm doing about 4 minutes per rift. And as you can see, you don't have any troubles with any kind of monsters. Low HP, high HP. The only problem you have with monsters actually it's the shielding, because they will stop the dot and you have to reapply it. So if you are already ahead of the mob, you have to return and reapply the dot. But other than that, it's all good. For movement speed, you could, for example, use the gold gem, because it allows you to get 25% more movement speed. But either way, it's quite effective, I would say. You will see now the Rift Guardian. Obviously it's not so good, but it's not a problem. It takes around 10 seconds, maybe 10-15 seconds to kill, depending on the actual Rift Guardian. This is basically it, guys. The version 2.0 of the Wildfire build. As you can see, it's much better. It's way optimized, but it's still not optimized to the fullest. If I could get an ancient furnace, it would be that much better, but I will eventually. So guys, this was the Wildfire build 2.0. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more content, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Twitch, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hope to see you guys next time.